The point I'm making here is that you have a power and a strength that Allah didn't give to the men. The men can't do that. Look at what women have men doing. To marry you guys, brothers are going to the gym killing themselves. They have no desire. Wallahi, he would be happy with a pot belly in his mum's basement, eating curry and rice for the rest of his life. But he knows that you're not going to marry him, or you wouldn't want to marry him, or no sister want to marry him unless he does that. Why is he going to get a job? Wallahi, I tell you now, brothers, the default position of a man is to be a bum. The default position of a man is to be a bum. We don't like to overburden ourselves. We don't like to stress ourselves. We don't want to go out of our way and go gym and work. You've got these guys going crazy. To the point where sometimes, when I say you, I don't mean you, but like as in the concept of wanting a woman, right? You got guys, well, like, listen, guys are out on the streets drug dealing. Why are they doing that for? Why are they ready to ride out a big jail sentence? Why? Wallahi, you know the Prophet ﷺ said, he said, fear the women and fear the dunya. Pay attention, this is powerful. When the Prophet ﷺ said fear the women, who was he talking to? The men. When he said fear the dunya, who is he talking to? He's talking to the women. Because the biggest temptation for a man is the woman. And the biggest temptation for the woman is not the man. It's the dunya. You see, I like the way you nodded your heads because you know, right? And I'm not saying all women are just like materialistic, but the point is that, and the same way, I'm not saying all guys are just running after girls, just crazy. But the point is that these are the challenges that each gender faces. Each gender is different. So these are the challenges each gender faces. The man is faced with the temptation of the woman, and the woman is faced with the temptation of the dunya. So this is how it works out. This is the rat race. This is the struggle. The man is running after the dunya. He's getting a job. He's going to gym. He's getting a car. He's getting a house. Why? Because he knows this is what the girl wants. And the girl is running after the guy because he's got the handbags for her. He's got Louis Vuitton for her. He's going to take her Chanel shopping. He's going to take her and buy all that nice stuff, and he's going to give her a nice house. He's going to do that for her. Both of them, what they're running after, they don't actually want. He doesn't want the dunya, he wants her. And she doesn't want him, she wants the dunya. She wants the dunya, right? Again, like I said, yes, I'm generalizing because I'm trying to explain to you a general concept. Not everyone is like this. Not saying all sisters are gold diggers. No, of course not. The majority of you, Allahumma barik, are righteous. And you have turned your back on the dunya, inshallah. But it's important that we talk about these issues so we know what is your inherent struggle. What is your inherent thing. So when the men are lowering their gaze from the women are lowering their gaze from what? They should be lowering their gaze from the dunya. Sisters are always online. Do you guys do this? Always online. You're not going to buy anything, but you're just looking at all the handbags that came out. You know what the equivalent of that is? A guy just going through Instagram, just looking at models' pictures. Like just looking at, he's not going to marry anyone. She doesn't want him. She doesn't know, right? But he's just looking all day. Wallahi, women, they do the same thing, but they don't do it with men. Inshallah, I hope not. That doesn't mean that you can look at men. No, even women can't look at men. But the point is that really and truly, more time, instead of looking at a guy, you're going to be spending more time online just perusing through all these catalogs and all these different items. And you're not going to buy any of it. But you just keep putting in the wish list in the basket. One day it's going to come. Because you're waiting for that one man to come, give you the mahar, and then you're going to go buy it. So the point that I'm making here is that that's how it works. That's the struggle of the genders. But the reason I'm telling you this is so you can be conscious, sisters, wallahi, if you go to a man, because you are his weak spot, wallahi, if you unveil your beauty to him, if you show yourself to him, whether you show yourself to him through speech, whether you show yourself to him physically, you show him your looks or whatever have you, wallahi, you've broken him, you've shattered him. That's it, you got to him. Now he's like putty in your hands. The Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam, when the woman came to him and she said to him, قالت هيت لك, come to me, so we can do zina, so we can fornicate. He said, قال معاذ الله, I seek refuge in Allah from this. But what did Allah tell us in the next ayah? He's a prophet from the best of men who walk the face of this planet. But Allah said, وَلَقَدْ هَمَّتْ بِهِ وَهَمَّ بِهَا لَوْلَا أَرَّأَ بُرْحَانَ رَبِّهِ. Allah said, she desired him. She wanted him. he would have also wanted her. He, being a prophet, would have also desired her. لولا أرى برهان ربي. If it wasn't for the fact that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saved him with his proofs. So Allah is saying, Allah, had to intervene for my Prophet Yusuf, because that is the danger of when a woman comes to you and she opens the door to you and says to you, come, let's do whatever haram. Wallah, I've seen brothers who are on deen, righteous. These brothers are on point. Wallahi, I'm telling you. But then they then they get that DM from a sister. Brother, can you give me da'wah? And wallahi, the way it's like, what happened to all that qiyamul layl and that tahajjud? And wallahi sisters, we've seen brothers clean shave. Because she says to him, you know what, I don't like the way it looks. I don't like the way your beard looks. I think you look a bit more cute, if you shave your beard. And then he starts disobeying Allah for the woman. And then he starts to obey the woman to such a point, sisters, that the woman becomes his God. She becomes his God. Because love is an act of worship. The two pillars of worship are complete humiliation and complete love. As Shaykh Islam ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah mentioned in his Risalat al-Ubudiyyah, complete humiliation and complete love. When he starts to completely humiliate himself before the woman. Humiliation meaning how? He's working around the clock for her. She texts him, he's scared. Brothers, I've got to go. My wife. He goes. He's shaving his beard. He's humiliating himself before Allah. He's changing himself, dressing the way she wants. He's just living life for her. And he loves her completely. Wallah, he became a kafir, mushrik. He left the fold of Islam. And if the woman is pleased with what he's doing, she herself became a taghut. Because the tawaghit, the things that, the taghut is a false god. Taghut is a false god. Does anyone know what the false gods are? The 5 main false gods is Iblis. وَمَنْ عُبِدَ وَهُوَ رَادٍ. Someone who's worshipped and they're pleased with the fact that they're worshipped. So if a woman has a husband or has a man who's doing that for her, she knows he loves me fully, he's ready to do whatever. If a woman, I don't know, some sisters, well, they get proud, they say, my husband's ready to do whatever for me. That's dangerous. Whatever? Whatever's for Allah, not for you. وَمَنْ عُبِدَ وَهُوَ رَادٍ. She became a god. She became a taghit. She became a taghut. She became a female false god. She affirmed that for herself. And he became a mushrik, a worshipper of that. So it's dangerous. So you have to be conscious, sisters. There are things that you might not even do intentionally, but that happen. For example, if you were to not observe the hijab in a correct way. If you were to not observe the hijab in a correct way, then you're not even realizing, and you're affecting the iman of people who are walking down the streets. Does that make sense? So remember, if I'm with the brothers, I'm going to tell the brothers off with the mistakes that they do, right? And I tell the brothers off. I know online there's been this whole fiasco, brother Amran, you only tell the sisters, blah, blah, blah. Anyone who ever comes to the Masjid on Saturdays, they know I go in on the brothers. I scream at them. I don't think you understand the way I scream at them. I scream at the top of my lungs at them. I finish the brothers off, alhamdulillah. Okay? So I'm not going to sit here and start telling the brothers off and tell you what the brothers do wrong because the brothers are not here. Does that make sense? It'll be a bit of a waste of time. The reason I'm having to mention all these things because I know some people have these feminist tendencies and I really don't want them to get the wrong end of the stick. So I'm going to move on now and I'm going to leave it at that. Sisters, I'm telling you off with regards to what you need to fix up because there are no brothers here. Does that make sense? This brother's here but he was there yesterday. I already told him off yesterday. So I'm going to move on, inshallah. Are we good to move on? We okay? And you're not going to go on Twitter and be like, I went to his Masjid in a Masjid, he's such a misogynistic pig, da 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 da. You're not going to do that. Because they come, they eat from our food, and they go spit on our face on Twitter. And they start making memes. Yeah, they start making memes. Yeah, you're not going to do that. Are you sure? Okay, we're good, yeah? Alhamdulillah. So let's come back to the story. So this woman, she overcame him. Assalamu alaikum, guys. We at the Knowledge College want this Ramadan to be the most spiritually epic Ramadan of your entire life. The kind of epicness we're talking about is the kind where it literally feels like you're floating on a cloud because that's how high your iman is. The way to do that is to educate you guys on the key components of the month of Ramadan. So you can learn a bit of knowledge every day and then implement it, inshallah ta'ala. And as you implement and you go on, your iman increases and your experience with the month of Ramadan also intensifies. Well, alhamdulillah, Allah facilitated us to be able to do that last year by putting together a course called The Fasting and the Furious. The course is exactly what it says in the title. It teaches you how to fast in the most furious way. In other words, in the most epic way, where you actually come together, inshallah ta'ala, and you give your full force and energy towards worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this month, based upon insight. We took benefits and lessons and gems from the life of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the Sahaba, the Salaf, how they optimized this month. Inshallah ta'ala, you can do exactly the same. All you have to do is go to the link below, put your email address in, and we'll show you how to gain access for absolutely free. You won't just get the Fasting and Furious course, but you get every single course that's on the Knowledge College, all free for a month for Ramadan, alhamdulillah. So go to the link below, put your email address in, and hopefully we'll see you on the other side. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.